This is a great question, asking what happens to burgers like an 80-20 burger. This is the Kirkland brand from Costco. This is 80-20 when it's raw. Now, what happens when you cook it on the grill? Well, all of that fat is going to be sizzling down on the flames. And so what you have to know is that usually it's going to end up to be somewhere around 75-25 or even 70-30. So what do you need to do after the fact if you're carnivore and you're concerned with eating more towards an 80-20, where 80% of your calories are coming from fat? Well, you're going to need to add butter. So for example, like a 4-ounce 80-20 beef burger that you cook is probably around, once you cook it, 22 grams of fat. So then what you'll want to do is add about a tablespoon of butter, which is roughly 11 to 12 grams of fat. So then you end up with like a 33-34 gram fat burger, and that's much closer to an 80-20 when you're talking about the fat to protein percentage. If you want to be more exact, you can plug in your ground beef burger into like Cronometer or Calorie or whatever tracking app that you're using and put it in 4 ounces of a beef burger cooked. And then it will give you a little bit more of a better representation, or you can just go by look. So this is what I prefer because I don't think carnivores need to track per se, at least super aggressively. So you could literally just look at it and be like, does it look pretty dry? Which is the way I tend to cook them. I like a good sear on my burger, but that sometimes means that I cook the fat out of it, which is why I tend to pan sear mine instead of grilling them. But anyway, if it looks dry, go ahead and add more fat. If it looks pretty juicy and fatty, then you don't need to add as much. And you can go by biofeedback. This is what I teach my clients to do. And if you eat that meal and it's pretty filling, but you're tired and you're having cravings, it's likely that you cooked out a lot of fat and you just need to check out add a little bit more fat before serving. And just remember, you have full autonomy to add whatever you want. You can add butter, you can add tallow, you can add a little bit of cheese if you want. I tend to prefer ghee, tallow, or butter if you're going to add. And of course, if there's a way for you to gather the drippings when you grill it, then go ahead and add that back on top.